Mark Watney's still alive.
Woo! In your face, Neil Armstrong.
Outer space thriller Martian starring Matt Damon is among the titles headlining the Toronto International Film Festival. The first wave of programming for TIFF unveiled yesterday. This year marks the festival's 40th anniversary. Big celebrations, I'm sure, planned. Joining us this morning is Artistic Director Cameron Bailey. It's always good to see you.
It's great to be back, Marcy.
So the festival's opening with Jean-Marc Vallée's film, and it's getting a lot of buzz already. It's called Demolition. Jake Gyllenhaal stars.
There is kind of a Jake quake going on right now.
I love that.
Southpaw, Nightcrawler last year, which we had at the festival. He is on a tear. This is one of his best performances of many recently. And Jean-Marc Vallée, a Canadian director, Montrealer, who's directed films like Wild and the Dallas Buyers Club. So to bring Jake together with Jean-Marc was just the perfect opening night for us.
And Jean-Marc Vallée, so he'll be the first director to open and close, right?
The festival. He is kind of one of our favorite filmmakers. He's been at the festival many, many times with all of his films.
Okay, so give us some of the other highlights from the lineup, because it's a good one. There's some good movies coming. The Danish Girl, we've got Eddie Redmayne, Julianne Moore has stuff coming.
What is great is both Eddie Redmayne and Julianne Moore won Oscars last year for their performances. Both of those films launched at our festival last year.
So many films do.
That's right, and they both come back with their new films. So Eddie Redmayne's film is The Danish Girl, which is a fantastic true story of a transgender woman in the early part of the last century. And Julianne Moore is in a film called Freeheld with Canadian Ellen Page, playing a woman who is looking for civil rights, essentially, in the case of a couple who wants to have their rights extended. She's a cop in the film, and she's got an incredible hairdo as well.
She always does. There's always something going on with Julianne Moore. She's fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about another Moore, Michael Moore, because last year, talked to Michael, and he was here for the 25th anniversary of Roger and Me, and I said to him, you know what, Michael, you've been far too quiet. What do you have going on? And he said, oh, I can't tell you, Marcy. So I started throwing out names. I threw out Obama, Clinton, all these different things, and he said, no, 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 no. Then I watched him on Periscope yesterday. He had a little bit of a Periscope Q&A with people, and he's been very, very busy.
He has done this film entirely in secret, which seems impossible these days in this age of social media, that anything can happen in secret. But Michael Moore, one of the most famous filmmakers in the world, has gone out and made a film that is very much of this moment. I'm not even going to say very much about it. I just have to say there's a new Michael Moore film. Everybody's going to want to see this, and it is incredible.
Where to Invade Next.
That's right.
We know what it's called.
Yes.
We don't know much more, Cameron.
We're going to keep it under wraps until September.
We're going to keep it under wraps. Is it hard for you, because there's so much good film out there, to choose what's going to make it in? Like, how do you leave stuff out?
We have a terrific team of programmers, 22 of us, who are fanning out around the world. They're looking at everything, seeing what they think are the best films and inviting those. It is tough. We make some tough decisions. We have to turn down filmmakers whose work we've shown in the past. It's never easy, but we're trying to find the cream of the crop for the festival.
Okay, so I'm buttering you up now because you are family and because you used to be our film reviewer and all.
Right.
And so I want scoop on the 40th anniversary and just what people might expect. Is there going to be something special or special events?
Yeah, you know, we're 40 years old now. We're grown up, and I think what we want to do is give back to the people who got us here, which is our audience. The Toronto audience is famous all over the world. This is why filmmakers year after year bring their movies here. So we're going to do some free things for our audience. On the final day of the festival, we're going to do a screening of the film that's been voted the best film of all time, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, and the Toronto Symphony Orchestra will play that score live. So imagine this beautiful film with a terrific score by Bernard Herrmann, played by a live symphony orchestra. There'll be many events like that for free for the Toronto audience.
Sounds fantastic. Great to see you, Cameron.
Great to be back.
And so it begins.
That's right.
We'll have a link to the Toronto International Film Festival on our website.